How did I end up sitting on top of Abe Lincoln's head?
Well, strap yourself in for one hell of a ride, bro.
Battery's not included.
So I spent the last couple of weeks with the most intense creative block, and now I finally feel back to my old self. I think last week's film, which I'll annotate to the end of this film, really helped unblock that whole situation. It's a really shitty place to be, and if you're there, maybe watch that film and it'll help you resolve some of those creative issues. But for now, I'm sitting on a Ferris wheel in a place called Maryland. Why? Well, let me start like this. I have this idea. No, wait.
I have this really ambitious idea.
I found my idea book from 5 years ago with a goal to create a film so ambitious it would change the perception of millions of people around the globe.
I'm gonna make this film. First, I need the right location. Something as purposeful, as vibrant and enthusiastic as the idea itself. Nah, this place isn't gonna work. There's no security. Far way to go. Nah, this isn't ambitious enough, bro. What is ambitious is that water tower. It's open. This idea is just so, I need a location that really captures that. Ambition is one of the most irritating emotions. Before the 16th century, it was actually considered a negative character trait. But now it's known as the emotion that makes up one part of the term passion, the other being love. For me, ambition is like rage. It's still not good enough, dude. At 10 p.m. on Saturday night, it was pissing with rain and I'd yet to find anything ambitious enough. I was still completely convinced on making this happen. But I realized I was thinking inside the box of NYC. Like, why not mission further? I found this picture of the president's heads and rumored they had been dropped at some dude's farmlands in the middle of Virginia. I thought to myself, you can't find a location that encompasses more ambition, right? I called up my mates,
Road trip!
played the lotto and lost.
How?
Twice. Met two rad guys on the scooter, bonded over and watched the sunrise. Then we arrived at this forest.
Google Earth reckons that this is where we needed to park the car, and now we're gonna head into the forest. We've got to make our way through there.
You already know I found the heads because I put it in the intro, so I'm gonna cut the anticipative tone
And use this walk to give context to the idea.
When I think of the world we live in, I think of a term called WTF.
Why the fail?
What's wrong with the world? I see people huddled up in cliques. I see the period we're living in as the era of disconnect. I see people too afraid to speak their mind as they may come across as offensive or demeaning about some minority sect. I see a world of self-diagnosed offenders. I see a world of beautiful content hidden behind censors. I ask the question, why we continually search for negative motives, giving no space for the good to speak freely. Now you may have many answers to this, but this is my mind, so therefore stop listening to answer and start listening to understand that I'm not making this movie because I'm trying to tackle some minority or stand on a hand-me-down white privilege pedestal with a golden spoon in my mouth to preach. No, I have an idea that will showcase a world of beautiful people, that will give voice to the unsung heroes, the hidden gemstones.
Bro, oh, this is no good. If you told me yesterday that I'd be standing next to Abe Lincoln's head right now, I'd have told you you're lying. Ambition's a funny thing. I didn't know exactly what I was looking for, but I knew I was looking for something great. Therefore, I just didn't stop pushing until I found it. And here we are. Okay, so the idea, the film. I need you, very literally,
I need 100 filmmakers from 100 different countries around the world to create this piece with me. Let me explain. I've written something that's too special to make alone, too diverse for a single man's knowledge, too globally spread to possibly accomplish in time, too beautiful not to share. This week's film is a call to action to get those filmmakers involved. Every single person is welcome from every nook and cranny around the globe. If you're not a filmmaker, reach out to one in your village, your city, your neighborhood. Email me on brew@danmace.com to get involved in this project. Together, we are going to create the most honest and diverse film around the globe. My mission with this YouTube channel is this. I bought this book about 8 years ago called Humankind. And I changed some of the words to make sure that I wouldn't veer off my path as a creative. Dan Mace doesn't make people empty short-term promises. He encourages authentic, emotional, long-term relationships between his films and the people who watch them. This is the starting point of a really honest relationship. I'm going to be really busy working on this big film as well as the 368 films, which you can watch daily, obviously on Casey's channel, so therefore I'll be taking next week off. Please send through your emails and then I'll explain everything over email. Only mail if you're really serious about this project. I'm super amped about this one. As always, please subscribe if you like my movies if you haven't already, and like and share and tweet me. Oh yeah, you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter for the week that I'm gone. I always keep up to date there. Rad.